guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to be doing a fun video. I'm going to be doing my favorite romance subplots video, and I'm really excited about it. As you guys know, I really love romance, and whenever I read a book, the romance kind of stands out to me, and I am either really critical about it or I really enjoy it. And so I thought I would share with you guys the romance subplots that I love the most in my fantasy and science fiction books. The first one that I have is a little bit, I don't know if it's technically a subplot, but I'm going with it, and that is Daughter of the Force by Juliette Marillier. The romance subplot in this story is really interesting. If you don't know what this is about, this is a retelling of the Seven Swans, I'm pretty sure, the Swans Celtic myth, and it follows Sorka, who is she's the seventh child, and she has 6 older brothers, and she's the youngest, and her father remarries, and I'm giving you guys the quick version, but her father remarries, and the remarrier person's stepmother is a witch, and she casts a spell so that her brothers get turned into swans, and Sorka has to complete a task to get them to be normal again, and once a year they get to, she gets to talk to her brother or something like that, and she also loses her voice. So the romance in this story is a little bit on the subplot side, but I really enjoyed it. It was really interesting. I really loved this story. It was so whimsical and great, and the writing was just really awesome. Loved the Celtic influences and things like that. But yeah, the romance I really enjoyed, and I don't know, it was good. It was good. Okay, a few of these are kind of like a little bit of a joke, especially the next one. So the next book I'm going to talk about is Written and Read by Anne Bishop. This is the first book in the Others series, and this series follows Meg, who is a blood prophet, and she goes to stay with these others, which are basically just shapeshifters. They can shapeshift into different animals, and they have their own, places of business. They're really feared from the humans and things like that. So, yeah, Meg goes in as their human liaison. Is that how you say it? Liaison? And she takes care of the mail and packages and stuff like that. And it's just kind of her learning about herself, because as a blood prophet, she was contained to, she was kind of like sheltered, but in a way where it's like, if you think the word sheltered, you think like Meg had no influences outside of what she was told to do and learn and say. So she's learning about herself and learning about, things in the world. And so that being said, the romance in this story is there's no romance. I'm gonna be straight up. There's no romance, but the anticipation of a romance is there, and it has been there for 3 books now, and I'm so excited to actually have a payoff for it. So the anticipation of the romance subplot is very high for me. This is definitely an urban fantasy novel, and I just would like to see some romance. I would like to see some romance, and I would tell you who the 2 characters are that should be together, but I have heard that other people have gotten upset by knowing that, so I'm not going to say anything about who my ships are, but I am definitely, it's making me excited, just the anticipation of the romance. So, okay. The next one is also kind of a joke, because there's no clear romance in this story, but just all of the subplots that could be romances and things that are there are great, and that is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. There are a few different romantic subplots in this story. There are a few different characters who could be together, and the anticipation, again, is killing me. I would like to see some of my characters happy and in love, so I wanted to include this in my subplots, because it's there, it's just hidden very subplotty. Subplotty. I'm making up words. That's how excited I am. I just love romance, guys. Okay, the last 2 are true subplots in romance subplots. The first one is Fortune's Pawn by Rachel Bloch. This romance, I thought this was heavy on the romance, and then when Lindsay read it, she said that it really wasn't. That's Lucy's big dog bark. She only breaks that out whenever she's like waking up. She goes like, boo, boo. It's really funny. Okay, so this book, I thought this had a little bit stronger romance. It was more on the romance side, but Lindsay read it and said that it kind of wasn't, so it was kind of like a normal romance plot, or subplot. So I'm going with it. Subplot. It's subplot. And this follows Devi, and she is a mercenary, and she is trying to become a devastator, which is like the top of the top of the top of the top in her world, on her world. paradox world. And so she wants to be a devastator, and she gets a tip that if she goes onto this trade ship that sees a lot of trouble, that it could be potentially good for her in references and things like that. So yeah, there's just trouble ensues, and it's just great, and there is a love interest on the ship, so it's a subplot. And the last book that I wanted to mention is the Solace or Parasol Protectorate series. This romantic subplot is kind of really heavy in the first book, but it is awesome. It's the most romantically funny subplot ever. There are a lot of crazy things that happen in this series, so I'm counting it as a subplot, and yeah, it was great. I really loved it, and really recommend the Parasol Protectorate series again and again and again because it's so awesome. Alright guys, that is all that I have for this video. Let me know down below what some of your favorite romantic subplots are, or just romances in general. That would be awesome too. Let me know down below, and I think that's really all that I have. Let me know if you've read any of these and if you also enjoyed those romantic subplots. But yeah, I think that is all I have. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a great day and read more books.